things I really want to focus on with you tonight is with X39, when you put this patch on in the morning, you put it on in the morning when you brush your teeth, we know that immediately it resets a third of your genes back to their young, youthful, healthy state. So it's real simple. I get up in the morning, I grab my pack, put my patch on, I'm brushing my teeth, and I just leave it on and it starts working. I don't feel light entering my body. I don't see anything happening, but that happens right away. And we know that from the studies. We can see in the clinical studies, the patent states that we elevate GHK copper peptide in blood work. But something amazing happens, and this is why you're all here, I'm sure. This actually then elevates and activates and mobilizes your own stem cells. Now, I said GHK was the fountain of youth. Stem cells are the holy grail of healing. And if you don't know what a stem cell is, you came from stem cells, right? This egg and the sperm, they get together, they frolic, and woof, we've got a baby. 9 months later, that baby comes out. Some of those stem cells stay what we call pluripotent, meaning they can turn into any cell, tissue, or organ that's needed for the body whenever the body needs. Think about when you were a kid. You had boundless amounts of energy. You could just go nonstop. Your brain was always turned on. You were learning, you were going. Everything was amazing. You sure didn't have back pain or gray hair. You didn't have heart disease, right? If you fell off your bike, you got up and you took off running. That's when you're a kid. You have boundless amounts of energy and stem cells. Your body's always repairing itself. Well, as you age, your stem cells decline. They become dormant. They're tired. They're wore out. Believe it or not, middle age is your 30s. Unfortunately, sorry, that is what our body's telling us. We have half of the stem cells by the time we're in our 30s. By the time you're in your 60s, you have less than 10% that are active. They're there, they're just dormant and wore out. So I get up in the morning, I put my patch on, I leave my patch on 12 hours. During that time, I probably am not going to feel or notice anything. Maybe you do, but most people don't, right? It's not very common that you feel anything from that first patch. But we know this is happening because we can see it, and we can see it in our studies. We can see it in blood work. We can see it in people's results, and we can see it over time when we're watching people, monitoring people from these studies. And of course, all of you and the other millions of people around the planet that are using these patches as well, too.